Hello, everybody. Welcome to Facebook Live with Mel Rapozo. Today is Wednesday, January 22nd, 2020. My gosh, time is already flying by. Uh, Thank you for joining us tonight, Carlos, Ken. Got a lot to talk about today, so I appreciate you guys jumping on board. Maynard Shay, what's up, Mains? Julie, aloha, you guys. Thank you for joining us again, as we do every Wednesday night, 7 o'clock, 7 till 8. And again, if you miss it and you want to go back and check, hit my YouTube channel, Mel Rapozo, and all of the videos are there. Christian, what's happening? Honey and BC, aloha, how you guys? Aloha, everybody. Clayton, what's happening, buddy? Beatos, Helene, Kalama, Silva, Kimball, what's happening? Chucky, Silence, 808, what's up, my man? Kent, Kinoshita, aloha, you guys. Thank you, thank you. Look like we can get a bunch of people on today. Like I said, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. We'll get started in a little bit. Just want to make sure we get everybody on board. You got a haircut? I sure did today. Man, the thing was just getting too wild. Hey, my brother Brian from the Big Atlantic. Kalani Lee. Hey, welcome all the way from Oregon. Tony, Karen, thank you guys for joining us. Man, I get the regulars, man. I love you guys, and thank you guys for sharing your hour with us every week. Hopefully I bring you guys some interesting topics to talk about. And again, remember, it goes both ways. So please, if you got a question or a comment, put it in the message box. And as I watch the thing scroll, I apologize if I miss it. Sometimes it scrolls too quick for me. And I just want to make sure I try to get all the questions and comments in. And if I cannot answer, obviously, I'll go and check it out and try to fill you guys in at a later time. Sherry, aloha. Clayton, thank you guys for joining us. Hope you guys all having a wonderful year. Jenny Waiwaiole Vega, aloha. How you doing, Jenny? Thanks for joining us. You guys got anything you want to talk about? Put them in a box. I do have some notes issues that I do want to talk about. But if you guys got anything you want to talk about, just put them in a message box, and I'll try to answer whatever I can. And again, if I cannot answer them, I'll go find out for you guys. So appreciate you guys every week. You know, we appreciate you guys. A lot of good stuff on TV right now. A lot of things going on the island. So appreciate you guys popping on here every week for this hour. Millie, Auntie Millie, and Andreanne, aloha, you guys. Uncle Mel, I thought I was going to see you cutting the dance floor with... No. I gave up dancing a long time ago. Rolenita, Carol, aloha, you guys. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I tell people, if you see me dancing on any dance floor, then take my car keys away, because that means I may have had too much to drink. Susan, Eli, what's happening? I just posted your live show on my Facebook app. You guys can do that right now. Share this thing out if you guys think it's others. Hey, Lavaya, aloha, bro. Long time no see. Hope. Allison, Keith. Yeah, if you guys, I think you guys can hit, like, if you're on your phone or whatever, you can do a watch party and you can share this live with everybody on your page. Yeah, it's real important to get this information out to everybody, and hopefully they're interested as well. But yeah, hey, no harm, man. Just hit the watch party button, and everybody, all your friends can watch this too. Sorry, I get my water. Jessica, what's up, Jess? Charmaine, Stanley, aloha, you guys. Yes, yesterday was Patsy's birthday, so we went out to Hukilau Lanai. It was the first time I had been there. And I got to tell you, man, it was a great experience. The food was delicious. The service was amazing. If you haven't been to Hukilau Lanai, go there. Like I said, I don't know why they haven't gone sooner. Chris Wong, aloha, my friend. Tom Park, aloha, Tom. Yeah, I still got to get over to your resort, man. One day. So yeah, we had a wonderful time, and I had their Crown Royal medallions or whatever. It's delicious. Their salad was delicious. Their poke nachos was out of this world. You gotta tell Nohea, hey, how you doing? If you haven't been to Hukilau Lanai, go there. It is well worth it. And again, the service was out of this world. It was perfect. Thanks to the two wahinis that I work with in my office who recommended it, Sandy and Shane, they recommended it, and I'm glad we went. Kahelani, aloha, you guys. Would you be able to do some type of training or lessons about county laws and how to you guys want to learn how to pass laws or at least get laws in front of the council members? I'd be more than happy to do that, Lavaya. More than happy to do that. Probably not tonight, but we probably gotta do a special session for that one. But Leolani Rosa, hey, we never forget. You gotta let Patsy know when you want your dessert. You won the contest, so let Patsy know. Raylene, how's it going? Chucky, thank you. She's actually watching this, so she can see all the comments as well. Matt Lewis, aloha, Lavaya. Understand the county laws and the process. Yes, if we got some time tonight, I'll try to run through it. I know I got a pretty thick agenda, so I'll definitely try to get through that tonight. If not, we'll put it on for next week and maybe do a special Zoom call for everybody that's interested. That way we can everybody's on video, so we can actually hear each other talk. So that's a good idea, and I think that's something we can all learn from. Kelly, aloha. Susan, Ted, aloha, you guys. Oh, my notes just went off. Sorry. Aloha, you guys. Thanks again. About another minute, and then we'll fire away. Again, real quick, thank you for joining us every Wednesday, 7 o'clock. If you guys want something special to talk about, like Lavaya just did, put them in the message box. We'll get to it. If we cannot get to it tonight, we'll get to it at another time. Keala, ona. Aloha, you guys. Yeah, I so appreciate you guys coming back every week. I really do. We started this over a year ago, and our following has grown. We get over 1,000 views a week, and live views we've gone up to like 60 at a time. So appreciate it, you guys, and just appreciate you guys joining us every week. So again, I just wanted to start off. Happy birthday, Patsy. Belated. It was yesterday. Appreciate all you guys on behalf of Patsy. Thank you for all the happy birthday wishes that came flying in yesterday and still coming in today. So just wanna wish everybody or thank everybody for the happy birthday wishes. Chucky says, what do we have to do to get Kauai off lockdown? I saw your post. That's something I tell you. We have an open space commission, Chucky, that's supposed to be focused on Makai and Mauka accesses that we have lost. That is their main function. Again, I always say, if everybody do their jobs, life would be so much better. Mayor's talking about paying extra fees to drive during, and I'll get to that too, Matt. That's on my list. But the Open Space Commission, rather than go out and trying to find new properties and spend millions of dollars on buying new properties, we got to start recovering our accesses that we lost, Makai and Mauka, for the hunters and for the beachgoers. And that's something that we gotta really pursue and push our commission to start focusing on those accesses that were lost. We have a lot of protections in the state law to guarantee access. And I'm not talking, the Native Hawaiians always have their gathering rights, but I'm talking about for the general public. There are laws in place that allow counties to ensure the accesses are not lost. So, and in our case on Kauai, it's the Open Space Commission that really needs to start looking at our accesses that were lost, whether it's just been overrun, overgrown, or people came in and purchased the properties and failed to upkeep the access. So good question, Chucky. Is something that we got to take a look at. All right, let's get started with our topics for tonight. Jolene and Randy, aloha, you guys. Thanks for joining us. This one's gonna be tough. We're talking about those two officers that were killed on Oahu. I served 12 years in the police department on Kauai. Hey, Anthony, and I've been blessed aside from a couple of scuffles and very few injuries over those 12 years. Our officers every day they get up, they put on their uniforms, they go to work, not knowing if they're going to come home. And a lot of people just take that for granted. A lot of us complain about the police and we criticize the police, and then something like this happens. Tiffany Enriquez and Kaulike Kalama, both of them have children, both of them have families, put on their uniforms that morning, not expecting to not come home that night. And what happened was just horrific. What happened was just tragic. I think many of us are still in shock. I am. It's almost like we all, and we should feel like we all lost members of our own families. Hey, Steph, these two officers went on a routine call, and had no chance to survive. They were both wearing bulletproof vests. This guy took them out, shot anyway, killed both officers. Hey, Margaret, how are you? Just a sad day for this whole state. Our prayers and our condolences go out, hey, Betty, to their families, obviously. I mean, we've all seen the videos on the news, their children, their loved ones. We'll never see them again because they responded to a call. They responded to the call. They were doing their job. Hey, Joseph. And we lost two brave officers on Oahu. I don't know what to say. I mean, it's time that we all get behind our first responders, our police officers, firefighters, the medics, everybody and of course our military, all of our troops that face danger every single day. Like I said, I was blessed to serve 12 long years without getting any major injuries, and seen a lot of things. And I thank God that I'm here today. And my kids still have a dad, and my wife still has a husband. Hey, Darnell, these two heroes, left their families, and they'll never see them again. Hey, Noreen, thank you for joining us. It's just a really, really, really sad time. So, Kainoa, what's happening? Susan, aloha, you guys. Very, very sad subject to talk about, but I think it's an opportunity for us to really appreciate what our police officers and our first responders do for us every single day of their lives. Brian, aloha. So obviously, we pray for these two souls. We pray for their families. We pray for the law enforcement officers, all the first responders throughout the country, and ask God to be with them and keep them safe. And we know that these things will happen. And we oftentimes say, Hawaii has had its share. Hey, Wayne. And we always pray that it never happens, but it does. And this won't be the last. So, hey, Jimmy and Gemma, let's just show our appreciation to these men and women that risk their lives every single day. Just Officer Enriquez and Kalama, they, again, just doing their job. Sherry, aloha, you guys. Aloha, thanks for joining us. And just a difficult thing to talk about. And I'm going to use that as a segue into a couple of things. Number one is, when these things happen, people take advantage. Amy, how are you? Larry, aloha. We got scumbags out there that try to take advantage of the situations. You got the fake GoFundMes and the solicitations and all these websites. And, I'm just going to say this, is if you feel like you want to donate, just make sure that the solicitation is valid. You're going to see it pop up. You're going to see some authorized ones. You're going to see some unauthorized crap that, these guys that just want to take advantage of a situation. Hey, Larry, I hope you're doing well in Southern California. But just make sure that that you're donating to valid, verified solicitations, and that's what I'll say on that. The other thing um, that I wanted to touch on, and that's where more of the, what caused this to happen. A lot of speculation, a lot of theories, a lot of rumors, a lot of nonsense. At the end of the day, this guy that took the lives of two officers was suffering from mental illness. Hey, Adam. And we all know, because we hear about it all the time, that the state lacks resources to take care of our communities and our mentally ill people. Well, it's family and friends suffering from mental illness. This has been going on for a long time. We hear a lot of talk. Hey, Johnny and May, aloha, Stacy. We hear about it all the time, and there's never any resources when it comes to these kinds of things. I'm frustrated. I mean, when I was a police officer and we came across someone that we believed was suffering from mental illness, whether they were talking about harming themselves or others, or they were showing some erratic behavior, the officers back then, hey, Leone, had the opportunity, hey, Terry, or the authority to take them to Mahilona Hospital, where they would be committed for 72 hours and be overseen by professionals. That is no longer allowed by law. Somebody sued, civil rights people sued that, officers don't have that, they don't have the training to identify, hey, Rose and Anavik, aloha, they don't have the training and the smarts to know what was mental illness. Well, that's true, and that's why we took them to a facility, and the facility was based on the actions of this person. The facility was required to do a 72-hour evaluation. Hey, Paul, how's it going, Coach? That they no longer have that ability. They have the ability now to take them to the emergency room. Hey, Sammy Lemomi, thank you for joining us. And they're seen by the psychiatrist or psychologist on call. And I got to tell you, majority of the time, these guys say they're okay. And the officers have no alternative but to let them loose. For whatever reason. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a psychologist. Hey, Addison. But like Chief Ballard so bravely spoke yesterday, she says, it's time that we start showing some tough love and start doing things to protect our law enforcement officers, our first responders. It's an example, and I got this straight out of the Star Advertiser. Janice Morrow, who was a former house guest of Lois Kane. Lois Kane was the owner of the house that this guy, I don't even know what to call him, was living in. And this is what she said. Quote, this guy was always telling Lois, who was the owner, the landlord, that he would get her and burn the house down, unquote. She said, to me, this was a classic case of elderly abuse. He also threatened this person, Morrow, again, she was a house guest in the house. She lives in California now. She said, he also threatened her, Morrow, and the neighbors. Quote, there was this raging alcoholic schizophrenic threatening everybody, thinking that they were spies. Hey, Randall. She said that during her visit, she had called, quote, 5 or 6, unquote, social services agencies in Honolulu to report elder abuse, and that Hanel, which is the guy that shot these two officers, was perpetrating on Kane, the landlord, by threatening her and locking her out of her office in the downstairs unit, which Kane continued to access by removing louvers from a small side window, stepping up makeshift cinder block stairs, and climbing in. Imagine, this guy was doing this to the landlord. The lady that took her in, hey, what's up, Richard, and let him live with her. Morrow said she had spoken with staff at the Department of Health the Department of Human Services Adult Protective Service, requesting that they send a social worker to assess the situation and hopefully recommend Hano's removal. But to her frustration, this wasn't done. Quote, I spent 2 full days making phone calls pleading for help, and no one did a thing, unquote, she said. Hey, Patricia, Dave. Remember, we have 2 officers dead today because we didn't have the resources to make sure that this guy wasn't going to hurt anybody. The legislature, the courts, everybody's got to take a different perspective and realize this is a serious matter. There are many, many, many people on the street right now, and you see them wherever you live. I don't care where you're at. You can be in California, Honolulu, Maui, Big Island, Arizona, Seattle. There's a shooting in Vegas. There's a shooting today in Seattle. But wherever you go, you see people walking on the side of the street, screaming to themselves, yelling to themselves, saying things that normal people don't say. Now, these people are suffering from mental illness. I'm not demonizing them. I'm not criminalizing them. I'm saying that they need help. And we don't have the resources to help them. So we're told. We got you right on target. Mental health screwed up because I see with my own flesh and blood with my son. He is in Kaimala right now being evaluated. I tried over 2 years to get him to a place, but no one helped me. I was worried about the public and my I'm not going to go on. Chuck, thank you for sharing your personal story. There's just so many times that people have called on people. We remember the bus stop lady, and we were told the same thing. We cannot do anything because she doesn't want the help. Well, she doesn't know that she doesn't want the help. These people have a mental issue. They're not rational. Francine, aloha. And while we're focusing on this current event involving the death of 2 heroes, this is a ticking time bomb that is all over the country. And I think, hey, Marie and Braxton, aloha. I get frustrated because we keep being told the same thing. We can't. We just don't have the resources. We don't have the resources. We have resources. We have $350 million for a new stadium in Honolulu. We have $10 billion for a rail project. We have all this money that we are using for other purposes. Again, I've always said it's never a money issue. It's a priority issue. Kule Momi, aloha, Rebecca. It's always a priority issue because we need to give this money. We need to build a stadium. We need to blah, blah, blah. No. What we need to do is take care of our people. Take care of our people that are on this island and in this state. We need to take care of the people that need help. We need to get more social workers. We need to get more bed space. We need to get more resources for these people, adults and children who are suffering from mental illness. We talk about the highest rates of suicide. All the same root cause is mental illness, whether it's caused by drugs or a chemical imbalance. That's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. The fact of the matter is, however it developed. And we have people, loved ones, family, friends that are suffering from mental illness and cannot get the help. Took us 2003, 15, 16 years to build an adolescent treatment center on Kauai. Hey, Kaleo and Kathy, aloha. 15 years. I was there when Mayor Baptiste said, I want to build an adolescent treatment center. I was there for many of those years. I was there at all those meetings. And I'm not saying that to brag or take credit. I'm just saying 15 years before we built that facility for adolescents. While the officers and experts in the field, oops, I'm sorry, this thing is scrolling quick. Having taken him to a place where a professional can determine that shouldn't have been violating someone's right. Well, that's the thing, Sherry, because you have these civil rights organizations that will challenge that and said officers do not have the right. Josie, aloha. And those of us who need medical, that's, again, I'm not suggesting, what happening now is we're taking them to Wilcox ER. No, we need a facility like Mahilon, or a mental health facility to take them to. That's my point. And we're not addressing that. We're telling the cops, take them to ER. ER has a room full of sick and injured people, and these doctors are letting them out. Herbert, aloha. Lohiao, what's up? So 15 years to build this facility. Look how long it took, or it will take, to do Rice Street improvements. How about the rail? Watch how quick they build that stadium. That's where the frustration comes in. And we drive past these homeless and mentally ill people every day. Some of them are living in our own homes, our family members that we love, that are suffering from mental illness. And you call and you don't get, so we don't have anything. They don't want the help. We cannot do anything. We have to look at this more closely. They cannot realize their own illness. Exactly, Rory. That's what I'm saying. Hey, Charlene, that's what my point is. You don't know what you don't know. They feel like they're... This guy in Honolulu thought everyone was spies and DEA agents, and that's not normal. And this woman, Morrow, bless her heart, called Department of Adult Services, called Social Services. And understand, maybe he didn't want the help. At what point do we say, I'm sorry, we need to do a comprehensive evaluation on you, whether you like it or not? Because you go in and see the psychiatrist, psychologist, say, oh no, and the guy says, no, I'm fine, man. I just said that, I was angry, and then they walk out. Everyone is always concerned about their physical health, but is ashamed to discuss mental illness. The brain is an organ, like the kidney, like the liver, like the pancreas, like the heart, like the lung. And the brain gets injured and sick like every other organ in your body. Why we treat them differently? So, hopefully these two brave officers did not die in vain. Hopefully people will wake up and realize that this is not going to go away. Some will say, well, we'll talk about the gun laws. The root cause in this case was mental illness. And I understand there's some legislation apparently started before this happened, strengthening Hawaii's gun laws even further, prohibiting people from lending out their guns. I got no problem with that. I don't have a problem with tough gun laws. I think Hawaii's gun laws is one of the toughest in the country, and I got no problem with it. I don't have a problem with a waiting period. I don't have a problem with getting a psych eval. I don't have a problem with taking my fingerprints and having the FBI do a back. I don't have a problem with that. So, but let's look at the real cause here. That guy didn't register his firearms. I don't care what law you had. I don't care what law you had. This would have still happened. So let's focus on the cause of what occurred. And in this case, very clear, was mental illness. And that is where we got to focus. That is where, do we really need a stadium, or do we need better medical facilities or mental health facilities on all the islands, so our officers can take these subjects in to get a comprehensive evaluation? Hey, ACLU, I'm sorry, man. You want to go fight for the rights? The rights, your civil rights ends when it infringes on someone else's civil right. That's my position. Hey, Roy, I'm going to upset a lot of people, but that's just my opinion. Your civil rights are fine until your civil rights infringe on someone else's. And when you talk about public health and safety, that is the priority. When we have all of these people running around throughout this country, throughout this island, throughout this state, that are in need of treatment, I believe it is our duty and responsibility to get them the help they need. Hey, Alfred, what's up? Read the landlord had her deceased husband. Again, also, the woman, Mara, who's a house guest, did say that she was aware that her husband, before he died, had some guns. Again, a lot of speculation. Regardless of, in this case, this guy was mentally ill, mentally unstable. You saw the videos. He thinks everybody's spying on him. So, again, hey, Jeannie and Chris, aloha. So, again, I hope Officer Enriquez and Kaulike Kalama didn't die in vain. Two brave souls responding to a call and are no longer with us. Let's make the changes we need to make sure, the chance of this happening again is there's no more. We just cannot allow these kinds of unnecessary, senseless murders to happen. What's up, Jimmy and Nikki? Aloha, Garrett. Aloha, you guys. Obviously, a very tough subject for myself and all of us. Hey, Melissa. Not only that, if the landlord fought back and injured or killed him, she would be in jail charged with murder. We can't even defend ourselves. Well, yeah, it's a whole nother discussion, Julia. I'm not going to disagree with you. I think that, that's just a discussion for another time. Hey, Wally, what's happening? So, again, pray for those two souls. Pray for their families. Pray for their friends. Pray for our first responders. Pray for our law enforcement officers. Keep them safe, Lord, because we need them. And for all of us, you see a cop on the road, you see the firefighter, you see the EMS, you see a troop, whatever. Hey, no hurt to tell them thank you. Because, during this time right now, a lot of emotion going on. They can really use that. Reno Komodo. I'm going to change gears real quick because, hey, Felicia. I'm going to change gears real quick because I did want to talk a little bit about Kauai officers did take my son in to get a shot at mental health, went out of their way. Yeah, trust me, we got good cops, we got good officers. Hey, Alan, Thomas, aloha. Reen, what's up? But I'm just going to put a little blurb in because I just started my new job a little over a month ago. And many of you don't know, I work for the prosecutor's office. I'm actually the investigator for the Drug Nuisance Abatement Unit. And I wanted to talk a little bit about what we do because I think a lot of our problems on this island, in this state, in this country, relates to drugs and mental illness. But I did want to touch on what I do at the prosecutor's office. The Drug Nuisance Abatement Unit is made up of myself from the prosecuting attorney's office, the deputy prosecuting attorney that prosecutes the drug cases, the vice unit anti-drug coordinator at the county, Teresa Koki. Hey, Johnette. Yeah, the old job was not the drug nuisance abatement, and this is new in a sense, but yeah, I still investigate with the prosecutor's office. Aloha, sweetie. But in a nutshell, what we do is when we find out that a house is being used to deal drugs, once we have made that assessment and that we know that there is drug dealing in the house, we notify the homeowner, the landlord, whoever owns the house. We let them know and we warn them. And we basically follow federal law, which authorizes the counties that after a warning, if that landlord, that homeowner, after being informed, if the dealings continue, we're able to take their house. We're able to forfeit the house. Not a lot of people are going to go nuts and say, well, blah, blah, blah. Well, the bottom line is this. I hear everybody talking about, what are you guys going to do about the drugs? What are you guys going to do about the drugs? This is a tool that's been around for a while. And it's there for us. The landlord, the homeowner must make a decision. Are you going to allow the drug dealing again? This is not speculation or alleged. The county has to know. In other words, they need to know that the drug distribution is going on. Napa, Byron, Dwayne. So once the landowner is made aware and makes no attempt to stop the activity, then the county goes through a civil process to forfeit the house. My job is to work with Vice. My job is to inform the community of this program, and that's what we'll be doing in the upcoming months. We have a website where you can check out. You can call a hotline number. I'm going to put that in the comments right now because I think it's that important. And feel free to give me a call if you have any problems. That's the website. That's our local website. And my hotline number is, and I'll put that in here too. So that is what I do, the Drug Nuisance Abatement Unit. And we're getting all of the materials together, the brochures, the cards. Hey, Les. And I mean it. I mean, if we want to clean up this island, we want to make a difference, and it's going to take the community. It's going to take the community to pick up that phone and say, and you have to leave your name. All we need is an address, and we'll take it from there. Hey, Jay and Laurie, aloha. You know, we work with Vice unit. We work with the state. We work at the feds. We work at everybody to make sure that the homeowner, their rights are protected. But at the end of the day, if you use a home, whether it's your own or someone else's, to deal drugs, and the owner of the home allows it to continue, then we will do everything in our power to confiscate that house. And I just wanted to get that out there tonight because I know a lot of people have been asking me, what are you doing now? What do you do? Well, that's what I do. And again, you'll be hearing more about it in the upcoming months. Why put it in the landlord's hands? Aren't you basically allowing a similar situation to occur like the landlady in Oahu? No, not at all, because it won't be the landlady kicking the people out. We will use whatever is available to us to have them removed. This case, again, was different. There's no other way, Lohiao. I mean, this unit was, this program was started by the feds. And that's just a tool that counties have. Oh, the offenders will be arrested, no doubt about it. The problem is they get arrested, they bail out, and they go right back, and the activity continues. And that's just what happens. That's the reality of this. So, you know, hopefully we'll be able to eradicate some of these activities that are going on in communities, in neighborhoods, that are causing a lot of residents to fear for their lives and their safety. And I think, again, you know, that's the priority that we all must have. So you'll be hearing more as time goes on. I just wanted to let you guys know that's what's happening with that unit. Now, next topic that I've been seeing a lot of comments about, and if I know Felicia is on the call, she did an op-ed. Letitia, aloha. She did an op-ed that opposes this TVR bill that is going through council right now. I don't know what happened today at the committee meeting, but the council members Chalk and Evslin introduced a bill that would, what they're trying to do is increase the taxes. Yes, Antimeli, legally we would be seizing the property if in fact the cases are validated, verified. Puna Big Island had plenty of houses confiscated, saw the notices posted on the houses when I did census. Yeah, I mean, it's working. It's working. But anyway, currently, if you have a TVR, a short-term rental, you pay a TVR tax. Rightfully so. So there's a special tax bracket, which is a lot higher than the residential and the homeowner. So if you have a short-term rental, which is a vacation rental, on your property, you pay the TVR tax. If you have a home and you rent out a room or a unit, you come under, there's a loophole for the commercial use. So your taxes are less, even though you're still running short-term rentals, vacation rentals, B&Bs, Airbnbs. This bill, if you're running a short-term rental, you will pay the TVR tax. And I support this bill because a vacation rental in a residential area should pay the TVR rate. And you should not be able to hide behind a loophole saying, no, but I live in the house and, you know, I'm running a commercial operation out of my house. No, that's if you're running a long-term rental. You see, the objective of this bill is to get these short-term rentals out of here so these landlords can put long-term rentals. You know, the families that need homes, hey, Jay, those are the people that we need to be fighting for. Those are the people we need to be helping. Not these people that are making money off of these short-term rentals, these 2 nights, 3 nights, 1 week. No, sorry. If you're a short-term rental operator, you will pay the TVR rate. That is only fair. Now, TVRs are only allowed in visitor destination areas, number one, to begin with. So a lot of people are hiding in a residential area. They're getting a discount in their taxes, but they're operating a vacation rental. Number one, it's illegal unless you have a non-conforming use. At the end of the day, if you have a vacation rental, you should be paying taxes of vacation rental. Now, there's arguments about, hey, there's a lot of local people that are doing this to keep their homes. No, go rent it out long term, and you get the benefit. If you do an affordable housing rental for a local family, your tax rate is the same as if you lived in the home. But right now, because our rental rates are so high, they make more money with the high rent, and they don't have to rent to affordable housing. So tax them high, so you incentivize them to offer these homes long-term to families, moms and dads with kids that need a place. I know Felicia opposes the bill because she's worried about the local families, and so am I. But if a local family is renting their homes out as a vacation rental, then they should be paying the vacation rental rate. Plain and simple. Hey, Jeanette, Jody, aloha. That's all I'm saying. Why should you get charged a lower rate when you're operating a vacation rental in a neighborhood? Again, you know, we talk about this all the time. We want to get housing. Well, you get housing by getting rid of these short-term rentals and convert those units, whether it's a room, a house, a cabin, a cottage, and you make them long-term. You make them long-term rentals so our families have a place to go. Who will be responsible for checking on these? Well, it's a combination of the planning department and the tax office. You're correct again, because Kauai County give out vouchers for homes and local people for long-term and can't find a house because they're renting their homes out short-term. See, we all want the government to fix the problems, but the solution is in the homeowners. Yeah, we got to do our share. You know, I know people that have homes. Some of them have 2 homes that could rent their homes out for $2,500 or $3,000 a month, and they keep their rentals at $900, $1,000, $1,100. Yes, they get the super duper tax break because it's affordable, and they take care of a local family. How many local families you know running a short-term TVR? Thank you. Simple. It is created to ensure long-term rental, discourage a present practice. Thank you. Hey, Dennis, I can't think of any. They do it illegally to avoid paying the higher property tax, avoid paying the 10 1/4 TAT, and to avoid, absolutely, Larry, on the nose. You got people that come here, they live here 6 months, 8 months out of the year. The other 2 months, they vacation rent. They're Kauai residents, but no, sorry, we're not a damn vacation retirement destination. When we got so many homeless people, we got so many people that are living 3, 4 families in a house. I'm sorry. I have no sympathy for those people. I don't. Hey, Clayton. Chucky, aloha. I don't. We have a housing crisis. You fix the housing crisis with inventory. So you force these people by taxing them at the rate that they should be taxed at. If they want to continue, and again, they got to be legal. You cannot operate a TVR if you don't have the zoning for it. But for those of them that do, you pay the high tax. I don't care you live in the house. I don't care you're renting out one room and you're sharing your toilet. I don't care. If you're renting out that as a TVR, you pay the TVR tax. Sorry. All right. I'm going to move on because we're going to be here all night. That is obviously, as you can see, a very touchy subject for me, because back in 2008, when Joanne and I worked on the TVR ordinance, or actually it was, yeah, we passed it in 2008. After that, it got weakened, and we were told that it was going to no, we got more TVRs today, and I understand. I hear planning say, no, we've shut down many of them. Go look up Airbnb. Go look up VRBO on Google tonight. When you're done watching this, you go type VR or type Kauai Vacation Rentals. Go to Craigslist. Go to these sites. No, we got them all over the place. And I don't want to hear them complaining, well, we pay too high taxes. No, man, you guys are illegal. You shouldn't be operating. It's all about making sure our local having a place for their families. Bingo. That's what I mean. See, we here pissed off because of the homeless situation. We're pissed off because of the high rent costs. And yet we are ourselves creating some of the problems. So I wish I had 10 homes. I wish I owned 10 homes. I'd have 10 local families in there paying me the rent enough to take care of the expenses and the mortgage. I'm telling you. Because at the end of the day, those properties are mine. My kids will get them. My grandkids will get them. But that's not the case. It's not the case. And we're short-term renting these units out, paying a reduced tax. Not fair. Apologize, Felicia, if you're still on. That's my position. You vacation rent, you pay the tax. Okay. 2008, there was a TVR in our Calijo neighborhood, the never-ending rental cars and shit. I don't think I need to talk about the cons, the problems with vacation rentals, because we all know. We got them up here in Wilo House Lots. Really? We got people walking past here we don't even know anymore. What happens if a real estate agent buys a home in a zone that is not allowed to operate vacation rentals, fixes up, then operates a vacation rental? Send me the address. Send me the address. Send me the address. All right. Moving on, because we only got a few minutes left. Congestion pricing. Someone talked earlier about the mayors supporting this, charging people who drive during peak hours. That came out in a paper in a legislative package for the state. The 4 mayors all are lobbying the legislature to take a look at congestion pricing. Congestion pricing is where the county will charge you an extra fee for driving your vehicle during peak hours. The legislature just came out with this amazing, and I commended them last week, about joining forces, the House and Senate and the governor coming up with all these measures that was going to try to chip away at the cost of living in this state. And then the very next day, I read that the 4 mayors are pushing for the state to take a look at congestion pricing. This is done either by sticking a GPS in your car so they can track what miles you've driven or when you drove, or having toll roads. Now, I cannot believe that we even going to entertain that in our rural community of Kauai, of Maui, and on the Big Island. Honolulu is big city, million people. Put the toll roads. I don't care what Honolulu does. So tourists get charged too. I thought that was the stupidest thing I heard. Who is being attacked is the people that work every day. The people that work. All of us has got to drive to work in the morning and drive home in the afternoon, going to get taxed, going to have to pay a fee. So you one side you say we're going to ease the burden, help the cost of living drop, and on the other side you're saying, but we're going to tax you if you're the working class. What happens if a person is driving home from work during peak? It doesn't matter what you're doing, where you're coming from, or if you drive during peak hours, this system charges you an extra amount. I don't get it. You know what I have never heard? I have never heard this, except from my lips. When are we going to start looking at how to reduce spending? When are we going to look at auditing our functions of government to come up with recommendations to make our functions more efficient? When are we going to hear that? We see all the audit reports come flying out from the state, and all the recommendations, all what they've found, but nothing gets done. Nothing gets done. When are they going to discuss cutting the state's frivolous spending? I just said that, Larry. No, Ken, if that's the case, our roads better be made of gold and no potholes. Peak hours would be probably 7:30. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, and understand they're asking the state to take a look at it, but that's dangerous. It's being done all over Europe, all over the foreign countries. There's, I can't remember what municipality is actually. Seattle did a study. You can find it online, and they talk about all the benefits and all the negatives. But I don't even understand why, when you're talking about trying to reduce the burden for our residents, and then right after that you come out and say, well, let's go figure out how we can. Well, I'm telling you, we're not in the big city. We don't have a transit system. We won't never have a transit system that can accommodate everybody because we're rural. See, Seattle, San Francisco, Portland, these are metropolises that have the volume of people that can financially sustain a transit system. Honolulu. We're rural. They want to charge us to drive to work and pay our taxes. Yeah, Angela, what's up? They think that it will make people ride. But that's the thing. You see, they want to push people to transit, but Kauai will never have a transit system like San Francisco or Portland and Seattle. We just don't have the ridership. So they're going to try to charge you to force you. That's not going to. How many of us got 2 jobs, 3 jobs that you got to drive and take your kids to school and take your kids to practice? And you can't do it on a bus. Can't do it on a bike. Why can't they just work in solutions around these specific bottleneck areas, around the areas that are having excessive accidents? It can't be that complicated. Carol, that is just too practical. I've been saying that for a long time. The state and all the counties have got to look at ways to do the required county and state service more efficiently. Bingo. Hey, Kioki Zay, what's up? I mean, it is what it is. Kauai, and I'm not going to get into Rice Street because we talked that enough, but that's not going to force people to get off their cars and on bikes. In fact, what it's going to do is force people to go around Rice Street. We were told that it was going to be 2 lanes and a turn lane in the middle. There is no turn lane along that route. You know that. You've seen it. All right. We got a few minutes left. I just want to, we just run out of time, and I apologize. I get passionate about these things because, why do we do the things we do just is beyond me. We got 75 of you right now watching this live, and who knows how many going to watch this afterwards. So they're going to tax the county for all the cars, trucks the county is out on the roads during the day. I don't know. Are they going to tax themselves too? What about the bus transportation for the children who transports to and from school? Will they tax themselves? The county bus system who transport children with special needs? County will be exempt. County won't pay. I mean, that's what they want. They want you to ride the bus. But I understand what they're trying to. They're talking this whole global warming, climate change. Hey, it's going to reduce the carbon footprint. Listen, we got to be real. We got to be reasonable. And we got to accept the fact that we are not a metropolis. We're a small rural community that people need to drive their trucks. They need to go take their cow food and their cattle. And we are basically a old farming community that has become a resort destination. We got too many rental cars on the road. We got too many people on the road. We got too many, the infrastructure is not up to par. Oh, yeah, Paris, what's up, Paris? Gosh, I got some people that right on. Leolani, do an hour and a half. Oh, yeah, I think you need to make your show 2 hours. Oh, my God. Up to 83. Awesome, awesome. County will be exempt. Rice Street project will undoubtedly increase the traffic. Absolutely, Larry. Hey, Jess, make them 2 hours. We may go over a little bit today because I a couple of, I'm going to end there. We're gonna finish up with some good news. And I hope this news encourages other people to get involved. You all saw the news article, the couple that donated $2.7 million to Wilcox Hospital. Peter Stengard and Jennifer Gross, husband and wife, part-time residents of this island, donated $2.75 million, $2.75 million to Wilcox Hospital, to the Emergency Department and Trauma Center. How about the carbon footprint of people ordering their paper towels off Amazon because it's too much of a pain in the ass to get to Lihui? Yes, I know. Oh, gosh. Boy, sometimes you guys say it better than I. So I just wanted to say, you know what? We do have people on this island that want to contribute. The problem is we have a lot more people that have the ability that need to step it up. And you all know who I'm talking about. And thank you, Peter Stengard and Jennifer Gross. You guys are angels. Wilcox Hospital has become, they're a level 3 trauma center. They can do almost everything. And this $2.75 million is going to help them. So thank you. Good news. New UH coach Todd Graham, Arizona State, former Arizona State, been off for a couple of years, taking over UH, 5-year deal. First year, $760,000. Rolo only got $400,000, and he'll get $800,000 per year for the rest of the 4-year contract. I'm not going to waste my time on that. I'm just saying that the football program, we need somebody that can bring in some crowds so it can pay for itself. It's not doing so right now. This guy's got a record. He's an awesome coach. He's a disciplinarian. He's got an amazing record, has a lot of championships. So wish them well at UH. And also to Rolo, who's up at Wazoo, Washington State. Wishing him well as well. Super Bowl 54, 49ers and Chiefs. Who you guys think? Joy, what's up? Leon, Brandon, aloha. Oh, Brandon Fujita. Wow, I'm honored. And we're up to 86 people watching this thing. 49ers or Chiefs? Punch them in the comment box. I am curious. Who you guys think? This is going to be a tough game. Chiefs giving 1.5 points. I will make my prediction shortly. No, I don't think it ever did, Larry. Okay, on the serious side, this Saturday, Kauai Lions Club will be at the Kukui Grove, right by the fountain near Longs, 8:30 to 2. I'll be there. Stop by, say hello, bring your old glasses. Every year, the Lions Club collects glasses, and those glasses go to people that cannot afford them. So please, Saturday, Kukui Grove, go grab old glasses. I don't care where you find them. 8:30 in the morning to 2 p.m. right there by the fountain, by Longs. Come say hello. Really want you guys to stop by. And then on January 28th, Coffee with a Cop. This one is pretty interesting. I look at Niners, Chiefs, Niners. Wow. January 28th from 10 a.m. to noon at the Kauai Coffee Company down there in Elieli. No agenda. 2 hours with the chief. Kick back, drink coffee, ask him anything you like. Chief's making himself available to get community input, share what his plans are, and hear from you guys. Take advantage, people. Take advantage of these types of opportunities to let them know what's on your mind. 10 to 2. No agenda. It's no speeches, no PowerPoints. He's just going to kick back, drink coffee, probably have some malasadas or whatever the hell they sell down there. I don't know. But just relax. Chief Raybuck will be there. Appreciate that. January 28, 10 a.m. to noon. Brandon Fujita says it's a toss-up. Niners have the D, but the Chiefs have the QB. Yeah, I know. I am going to go out on a limb right now and predict. Hey, Bill, what's up? I'll make my prediction later on in the week. We got 2 more weeks before the Super Bowl. I'm kind of leaning towards the 49ers right now. Kind of leaning toward the 49ers. But you're right, Mahomes, I watched him against the Ravens down 24 points. That young mind, he's a kid, and he was able to overcome that 24-point deficit and lead that team to a victory. So it's going to be interesting. Going to be interesting. Yeah, if I had to pick today, I'll pick the Niners, but that might change. He has to tell his officers to smile. Leo, go there, tell him yourself. But I will tell him that when I see him. Niners are hungry for a Super Bowl win. Of course, everybody is, and I think that the Chiefs and the 49ers is going to be a great game. And that's all I care about, really. My team's out. I just want a good game. I want a close game. I want a game that goes down to the last play. That's what I want. Dwayne Higashi, what's up? People, it's 8 o'clock. Time to go. I just want to close by, again, asking you all for your prayers, for God's blessings on those 2 officers, their souls and their families, for our cops and our firemen and all of our first responders, our troops, everyone out there that put their lives on the line for us to make sure we're safe. And we ask God to bless them and keep them safe. Horrible week this week. Horrible. And I think this feeling is going to be with us for a long time. So don't forget to go thank your first responder, thank your cops, and ask God to keep them safe. Aloha, you guys. It's after 8. Thanks again for joining us. We love you guys. See you next week, Wednesday, 7 o'clock. YouTube channel, Mel Rapozo. You can watch this or any other video. It's all up there from over a year ago. Take a pic, watch them, enjoy yourself. If you want anything for me to talk about next week, shoot me a message. I'll research it and we can discuss it next week. Aloha, guys. We'll see you next week. God bless.